Hey, we are live, I suppose. Um, close friends, go. Um, blue sky, go. Um, okay, that's set up. I hope that's okay. La 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 la. Okay, uh, sorry, I'm just, setting up my terrible setup. Hmm, so, spooky, spooky. What will I do? That's too zoomed up. I'm gonna draw a creature, because I was thinking about a creature. Now, I hope my chat works because sometimes it doesn't. Or it does work, but it doesn't show up on my phone, but it should be okay. I don't really draw monsters, but my brother does. He does monsters a lot. He likes doing monsters and gnarly things, and I'm cute things and whatever. I don't really know what I'm drawing. It's kind of zombie-like. It has big arms. It'd be better if one of the legs was back a little bit. This was forward. It's really just the first thing, so I don't know what I'm doing. I like seeing the rib cage, so I don't want to cover it, but maybe I'll have to. Like I was gonna have a big face like this, but then that would cover this part, which I like. Stupid. Bit awkward, but that's one way around it, I suppose. The creature is turning its head. Wait a second. Brilliant idea. I'm turning this into a pterodactyl. It's not Ridley, I swear. I wonder if I can be heard alright. I hope so, because I have a new mic and I was messing with noise suppression things because my last recording was very fuzzy. Hey Damask, thanks for coming. I'm just drawing a random monster, so it was gonna be like a zombie thingy, but then I didn't know what to do for its head, so now it's a pterodactyl-like monster. Um, but I think I'll just be like drawing lots of spooky things, so if you have anything in mind. Oh no, I thought of something earlier and then I forgot about it. Okay. Um, for once I'm not sleeping for one of your streams. It's okay. It's okay. Um, I don't know what your time zone is, but what time is it around now for you? For me, it is 9 past 10 in the evening. 12 o'clock, okay. Yeah, because I usually go for a bit longer. You should be asleep for later at my streams. This is a sad looking creature. Poor guy. I remember one thing I was thinking of, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it because if I draw one, then I'll have to draw all of them. But I was thinking of, um, oh, Octo, hello! Yes, Damask, I was thinking about how, you could draw, like, one of the Mage Sisters, or specifically Franziska, but in Milia Rage's outfit, because, like, they have, like, a similar shape hat, I think, in my opinion, and the hair is kind of similar enough. So that's, like, one Halloween outfit you could do. Hi, Catlin! Hello! Yes, I'm just drawing a random monster. I didn't know what I was gonna do, so now it's like a zombie pterodactyl-esque thing that looks very sad. But yeah, I'm just gonna be doing Halloweeny doodles, I think. Oh, poor thing. It's so sad. It's gonna make me feel bad drawing it. But yeah, I was taking a nap earlier. A depression nap. But I had a weighted blanket and I like my weighted blanket. So now I'm feeling better. I I did some more like college animation yesterday. Um, and then of course there's the little animation I did. Um, but yeah, today it's been a tired day, so now I can do something fun. I'm quite cold, but I'm now bundled up with a space heater next to me and a blanket on me. Yeah. Oh, Jay, hello. Yeah. Octo, I've also been cold where like uh, like I know it's getting cold when like I have to wear socks in bed and I hate wearing socks in bed, but um it is cold, so I have to. JJ Rocket, like the Sonic Rush song? Is that what it is? Because JJ's been like on another stream before and they follow me on Instagram and stuff. I didn't know that it was a reference. Wow. It finally makes sense. I do not like your hands. Hideki Naganuma never stops hitting. Yeah. And just realized I had the stream on mute. Oops. Oh, no, you're okay. You're okay. I'm trying out a new setup thingy where, well, you were here for the last stream, and I believe that was your first, and that was me with a new mic, so I don't have to use the mic on my laptop, which is terrible. But there was like a fuzziness in the recording, so I was tinkering around with noise suppression and stuff, so I hope there isn't the same fuzziness as there was. And yeah. Maybe I'll draw on a bit, need to warm up a bit first. Of course. Well, this is me warming up. Um, the only art I did today was that like drawing of the woman in like the mecha spaceship thing. Um, I was then like starting to do some animation for college, but I was a bit upset, I suppose, so that didn't work out. But now I'm here. I'm trying to get some Halloween art done before the end of the day. You must. You must do Halloween art. Um, it's funny. If you can tell by like my little bit of a rant on Blue Sky, there's this teacher I don't like in my college. Um, and I'm a goody two shoes. I'm a complete goody two shoes where like I've liked teachers that everyone else hates, um, except for this person. But there are other teachers that I had like last year that I love, and I still like talk with because I like run into them in college. And I sent them my Halloween Mr. C and Miss C animation, um, just because I like them. And yeah, I don't like your hands. It's not even Halloweeny. It's just scary. I'm probably not going to draw in another Halloween art this year. I sadly don't got any more ideas. That's okay, as long as you draw. Yeah, I've been thinking of more ideas lately, and it feels good. I was telling my brother about an idea I've had for like a really long time for some reason, but I've never told anyone. And Damask, since it's a pterodactyl, what about making his arms like bat wings without the skin beneath between each fingers? Yes, yes. Um, that would be good. That would make a lot of sense. Yes. So like because they do have like a elbows, and there's like a hook here. Now it kind of reminds me of a Dragon Quest monster. My my brother's a big Dragon Quest fan. I'm also a Dragon Quest fan, but not on the same extent as he is. Um, Dragon Quest monster designs are wonderful. The hook is actually the equivalent of our thumb. Very cool. Um, like ever since like noticing like bird and bat anatomy, especially birds, because it's like it's incredible how like because we're just vertebrates, we are all like linked with the same like anatomy, like or clavicle or like collarbone like exists in birds, and then like chickens as the equivalent of like the wishbone, which is like a protrusion. But I don't know. I just like that we're all like invertebrates at least are all like basically the same, just the proportions have been like swapped around, and it's like they have different sliders and they move them up and down. And there are some bat species where the hook is a suction cup to stick to leaves. I didn't know there was a suction cup, but my friend was telling me about how some species of bats are very sociable creatures and will take care of like orphaned bats, and there'll be like little creches um, of lots of parentless bats taken care of by other adults, even though it's not their own, which is like really cool. My dad was talking about bats recently because he really hates them. He's like, they smell terrible. They poop everywhere, and it's like he works in construction, so it's like he was in an attic, so it makes sense. It's like, and I was like talking to him about like how wonderful and beautiful they are, and that in when I was in like primary school or elementary school, um, I there was a bat which like escaped the school's attic, and it got caught in like some blinds, and then I you are such a sad creature. I'm sorry for bringing you into this world, but I'll give you a scarf. Um, but it got caught in like the blinds, and then I rescued it because its claws were stuck, and it was in my hands. It was super cute. I loved its little face. And then my teacher, who's really and principal, who's like really squeamish, she started to like be a little bit afraid. So then I chased her with the bat, and she locked herself in the teacher's bathroom, even though I was like, come on, Mrs. Healy. It's really cute. And yeah, that was probably the most mischievous I've ever been. It was great. Um, but yeah, my dad was like, "Bats are terrible. They smell awful." And it's like, yeah, they do. They poop everywhere. They like in their caves or attics or whatever. Of course, there's nowhere to go. They are stinky, and they do have diseases, but they're also cool and cute and important. Um, I'm gonna like I know it's well, okay, it's winter now that October's over, so I'll give you some earmuffs so you're not cold. I'm trying to make this um poor fellow comfortable, um, because I like this fellow. Um, kind of looks like he might be listening to music or something. Ba, ba, ba. But yeah, I'll draw something that was in my head earlier. I was going to talk about an idea, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. Jamming to some prehistoric tunes. Yeah. Um, you could be listening to jungle music. Uh huh. Holy legs, indeed. Are they the pumpkin legs? Not really. Someone is inside of the pumpkin. So, has anyone done anything for Halloween other than. Actually, I would say other than Halloween art, but if I haven't seen your Halloween art, tell me about what you are doing. Um, but anything else you're doing for Halloween? I don't really do much. I never go out. I was invited to a Halloween party by a friend, but they were like really considerate and they were saying like, I know you're not good with parties, so but I'm extending the invitation because I care about you. And I was like, oh my goodness, you are so considerate. But yes, you are right. I do not like parties, so I did not take them up on the offer. I dressed up as Dwight from The Office for Halloween. I've never seen it before. Awesome. I only did it because my choir teacher really wanted you to. Oh, that's specific. Is there any reason they wanted you to do it? Like, was there a theme, or was it just like you specifically? I've also never watched The Office. I didn't do anything for Halloween. I wish I could have dressed up, but I don't have the resources or time. Yeah, I only have my Adeline cosplay, but there's no point in me doing that now. Again, I wasn't going anywhere. Um, my mother was asking if I wanted to get a haircut before I went back to college because we're on a week break for midterm. I said no because if I cut it now, then I'll never be able to cosplay Testament with my natural hair. Long hair, my beloved. Yeah, like I have a my brother is also my twin, and people used to like get us mixed up a lot. But like we're in the same college, even though he's 2 years behind me. And when there were some people who were a year behind me and ahead of him, so they don't know either of us properly. But they were kind of confused when they saw the two of us like entering and leaving the building and switching between rooms because it's like I entered the building and then my brother entered the building and they were like, "Wait, I thought you just came in. How did you come in again?" And then another teacher had to like explain to them, "Oh yeah, they're twins." And it made me feel like I was like some sort of cryptid. Like they were talking about me, like but not talking directly to me, which was funny, I suppose. But yeah, my hair is like much longer than my brother's. It used to be like the same length, but I stopped cutting my hair, and I like it this way. It's funny because like after summer going back to college, people would mostly just say, "Oh, your hair is really long now." It's not that long. It's just longer than it was, and it's like shoulder length. But then like I met my friends who I hadn't seen in a while, and they didn't comment on it at all. And I think it's just like a testament to like how people who know you well like value you or see you, where it's like, whatever, it's just hair. Whereas my family members would be like, "Whoa, your hair is long," as they'd like also do that whenever someone got like a new haircut. They That would be like the first thing they comment on, and then you know, blah blah blah. But yes, I didn't do anything for Halloween today, but I did the spooky animation, so that's okay. Mine is slightly below one half of my back. Ooh, I wonder if my hair will get that far. I do think I want to get it cut, but not just to get it shorter, just to get it even. Um, just so it looks nice. Oh, sorry for the bot. Hmm, face. Okay, there's this thing I was thinking about recently. I've, and I just want to tell people, I was going to make a post on Blue Sky about it, but I think I'm just going to say it here, considering this is a pumpkin, which just makes me think Irish tradition because Halloween is an Irish holiday. It was a pagan tradition, then the Catholic Church adopted it, and then the traditions went over to America because of immigrants or emigrants, and then that kind of spread it on. But yes, it is traditionally an Irish pagan holiday. We do not get taught pagan stuff in school, which is lame because the stories are cool and it just sounds like a fantasy RPG. Um, but there's a really cool thing that went completely like over my head for so many years, and it's the fact that like in Ireland we have four provinces, um, and the Irish for these is counter, and counter means fifth. So we have four provinces and they're four counters, even though they're four fifths, and that doesn't seem to make sense. But that is because in Irish tradition, there is secretly a fifth province, and it is in the exact point that all four meet, and it is the gateway to the other world, which is cool. It does sound like an RPG kind of thing. I don't know. JJ Bots is famous enough that he's already getting bots. I'm not famous. No, I was getting bots in like my second stream. Um, don't worry. uh, microphone cut out? Oh, hello? Hello? Oh, okay, it's back. I'm sorry. When did it cut out? Was it a while ago? Was it cut out for a long time? Okay, it's back. Sorry about that. I hope it wasn't gone for too long. I realized I used the wrong brush for you, but that's fine. Um, okay, I'm glad it wasn't gone for long. It cut out when you were explaining why you didn't think you were famous. Okay, that's fine. So I got to talk about the the Irish mythology stuff, which I think is cool, even if I still think it's I'm gonna sound terrible, but it's like a bit of a scourge on Irish animation, where lots of Irish animated films and stuff is very much about like Irish folklore, and that's cool and all, but it's like I don't know, it's this country isn't as magical as people think. There was that stuff, but it was like lots of it was stamped out because of religion and stuff, and you know, I don't know. I was thinking a little bit ago when I was in the shower, I think I was thinking about I want their I want them to make like an Irish character in Guilty Gear or Street Fighter, and they have no stereotypes at all. Like they don't have red hair because that's not even correct. Like like the like I don't like the idea of ethnic purity, but like the native like Irish people like have dark hair, not red hair. Red hair came from, I believe, Normans, so that's like France and stuff. So um, that's like a completely false stereotype. But yeah, like I would like it to be like they just happen to be Irish. They have no Irish stereotypes at all. That'll be fun. Wait, Happy Chaos is Irish? I did not know that. That's wonderful. That's freaking awesome. Okay, my wishes have been granted, and it's great because I had no idea that he was Irish. That's awesome. Okay, I do not have to wish anymore. Thank you so much. That's great. Yes. Teehee. I am happy. Oh, it's lacking for you, JJ. That's lame, but yes, you can come back in a few minutes. So Damask, is there like an Irish stage? Like how the Japan stage you were showing me is just a giant crater? There isn't as far as I know. Okay. Uma Musume has an Irish Uma, and she's somehow the Princess of Ireland, implying that Uma Musume world has an alternate timeline with an Irish monarchy. Huh. What's the name of the horse? Like, is it an actual, like, Irish racehorse? Because, like I'm not like into horse racing or anything, but like when I was like really young, we did go to like an Irish stud where the like retired racehorses would be. Fine Motion. Okay, I'm going to look up Fine Motion because there was a famous racehorse called Beef or Salmon, and we have reason to believe that like we met Beef or Salmon like in the stud, this retired racehorse, and we were taking a photograph, and my little cousin had a straw hat on. It started nibbling at the hat and then bit his ear and lifted him off the ground. Your smiley changed to a face. I hate when emoticons get turned into emojis. Yeah, I'm looking at Fine Motion now. Woohoo! I love that whenever you look it up, like all of these results are Uma Musume. I didn't even have to put it in. And the only picture of an actual horse is IRL in motion from the Uma Musume wiki. That's so funny. Yeah, that's great. Real horses, then mostly anime girls. It's mostly anime girls, then horses. Um, Irish pride is so funny because like I don't have too much pride for this country. Where like maybe it's because like the racist things that are happening here, um, that I'm like not proud of it, and I think people like say too many good things about the country that I don't believe are warranted, and then don't say it about others, even though it's like, what do we do? There are things to be proud of, like the fact that we fought colonialism and won. Um, but then the aftermath of that was ugly, and I don't know. However, that being said, despite the loneliness that people feel in this country, especially like I have like a Estonian cousin, and my brother has Spanish friends, and they found it really hard to like make friends as adults here because it's like quite isolating. Um, but despite that, I still like have this little bit of like whenever I see Ireland in something, like in a video game or piece of animation that like isn't actually Irish, but it's just referenced, I'm like, oh, it, it is my home. I am so proud. I don't feel very Irish in Ireland, but the second I'm in the US, I'm all like, hell yeah, Irish pride. Yeah. Um, like I don't have the most American accent, but when I was like, I went to my local town to get photographs of a restaurant there just to get some good reference for like an animated project, which was set in a kitchen. And the owner asked me where I was from. And if I was from America and I was like, no, I'm from like the local village. And he's like, oh, do you have any American family? I was like, no, my family is this, this, and this. People who he knew. And I felt a bit like, oh. People ask if I'm American, and I swear I don't sound American at all. Yes, like that's what happens with me, where it's like people would say like, that I sound American, but then when I meet an American person, like I have one American teacher in college, it's like, no, I do not. I do not sound American. Um, but I suppose it's just like for context, there are much thicker accents here. Um, and of course, I don't even like the idea of an Irish accent because there are so many and they're so distinct, they may as well be different countries. That's something people really need to know. Like the fact that you can have like Irish accents that are like from the north part of the country, like in Derry Girls, and then it sounds completely different to like the different accents in Dublin, and then the different accents like in the west of the country, like in Kerry or Cork. It's crazy. Like people need to like understand like this is a small country, pretty like relatively small, and the wild difference in accents is crazy. Accents are so fun. I love imagining what kind of accents my OCs would have. That's actually something I struggle to think about. I wonder what, I wonder what they would sound like. Hmm. Like I don't know what the voices of like my beloved OCs like the Sieves and Strawberry and well Ordu doesn't speak, so they're fine. Um, Damascus, the nation states have been a disaster for the public compensation of diversity in many places. Yep. One thing that I like about when I'm like not where where I live here in Ireland is that like I've thought about my OCs, what your OCs sound like too. I need to think about that for me, but then I got nothing to pop in my head. Yeah, like I found it easier to imagine like some characters that I had to voice act as well, like for a college project last year. But it's kind of like because the character was like a very anime boy type of character. And so I was able to like imagine the voice very well. But then like for my beloved characters, I just don't know. I've been quite inspired by real-time fandub. Do know her for being mostly improv. There are so many ideas, jokes, and quotes that go so hard. Yeah, like I didn't like when there was like a maybe it's because I was seeing Twitter posts and that's not a good thing. But I didn't realize that there was like so much like hate for the real-time fandubs because like I quite liked them and it was a lot of fun. I don't like some of them. Like I'm not a big fan of the Shadow the Hedgehog one, but like the Sonic 06 one is my favorite, and you know they had a lot of fun, but also like with like characterizing people, like giving characters like personalities and like recurring things that they said is good. I also think Penny is a genuinely good Sonic voice, um, but I have a feeling she's like probably annoyed by people talking about it. Well, even a bad story is a story people tell each other, sir. I honestly think Sonic ones are kind of weak compared to some of the others. The Sly one is amazing. I really like the Sly one, the Sly Cooper one. Um, I haven't watched the Rude Mountain one. I should do the, I should do that. Okay, the only sorry, I'm calling them by their real names. Rude Mountain is the Until Dawn one. Okay, there's one voice that I for a character that I haven't like posted because like I haven't drawn her in a very long time until recently. Um, but she's like the only character who has a definite voice and accent, but it's because I like maybe I'll like do a new drawing of her because I just have like I have doodles of her right now, like on a piece of paper next to a little doodle of Testament smiling and a doodle of Prince Fluff from Kirby's Epic Yarn, but as a Gajinka, and his design is a lot like my Kirby Gajinka, just different expression, different clothes, but like similar hair, but it's a bit more pointy. Anyway, she's a ladybug character. However, she just looks like a human girl, except she has a big ladybug body. So it's like she has realistic arms and legs, but it's a big circle as her torso. And her name is Trinu, which is a common name in Estonia. And Lepa Trinu is the Estonian for ladybug. Um, I know this because of my Estonian cousin who helped me. And yes, she would have a Estonian accent, which would be great. Um, I'll like do a post about her, I think. I love that cousin because like she's come to like a few of the streams very briefly and has just been like I'm going to I'm going to be homophobic, transphobic, and bigoted and stuff because of the like the warning of, like at the beginning, like the guidelines of like what not to do, and then she like lists off all of the things that yeah, it's good, and then she leaves because she's very busy. I'm starting to feel very tired. Good night, everyone. Good night, Damask. Take care. Thank you for coming, and I'm so glad you did. Um, yes, rest well. Yeah, so this was my idea I had earlier today. A naked person inside of a pumpkin. Fa la la. Very funny. Um, what will I draw next? Aw, pterodactyl friend, you're so sad. Um, hey, I'll be back. I'm trying to finish up my little animatic. It's probably gonna suck, but I don't care because the audio is funny and people shall laugh. Yes. Um, I'm gonna mute and be back in a sec. Okay, I am back. Thank you for your service, Worm Nanry. Um, indeed, what will I do now? Hmm. Poor dude. Ba ba ba. Hmm. Ooh, Nintendo Music added the ability to listen to the Animal Crossing music in real time. That's cool. Now I don't need to open my DSi and play Wild World music. Ho 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 ho. No, I did that for a while when I did play Wild World again when I was trying to replay it. That was nice. Hmm. Okay, I have inspiration now. So many flames, it's slowing down the whole program. Procreate was not made for animation. Oh, there's a Procreate animation mode. Oh, I think someone could have told me that. No, I knew there was like something in Clip Studio Paint and oh yeah, Procreate Dreams, of course. Blah blah blah. Right? Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, I remember that because some people in college were using that for our final assignment of year two. I was doing it on paper as was like recommended. Um, yeah, some people were like having issues with it. Some people really like it. Some people not so much. Um, I was like under the impression it wasn't great from people, but then I think it might have been because they're not very like animation isn't really their strong suit, so they didn't really get a lot out of it. I think I should like move the frying pan a bit out just to make a better silhouette. Okay, so this is a werewolf that's flipping a pancake. Procreate's animation mode makes the frames all separate drawings and adds onion skin. Okay. I love how circular he is. Big, big shape. Um, I have now decided that this werewolf is a girl, even though she has no discerningly feminine characteristics. You didn't have to correct it, but yes. Her shape kind of like it does like remind me of Ben Wolf from Ben 10 because like as a kid, I did like Ben 10 even though we couldn't watch it because it wasn't on my TV. But we did have I do believe we had I had to like cry in a store once to get one of those DVDs which contains a few episodes and we still have it. It doesn't work anymore. But and I like I'd get Ben 10 toys and stuff, which I liked. Um I like the transformations the most and the alien designs and stuff. It was the first season or first series. But yeah, I also like really gravitated towards the Ben's werewolf form. Um, I believe I got a toy of it for Christmas. Um, and also has like a big shape. Hello, I'm an alien wolf. Hi. Oh, oh, I remember. Another thing I would do is when I was young, I'd rather play with pipe cleaners than play with toys, like the fluffy things for arts and crafts. Because I'd like make little stick figures or just characters out of them and then play with them. And then they didn't have to break because like it's just fluff around a metal wire. But I really liked them because of the posability of them. And like I'd make all these like scenarios in my head and whatever. And then like they'd snap, I'd have to like rebuild them or whatever. But yeah, that was like a big creative outlet for me. Um, Apparently I like moved around a lot when I did it and stuff. But anyway, I had like a character who was basically just werewolf, but it's a superhero. I sadly don't want to spend the time adding both Nova and Poppy to this, so I have to pick one of my children. One of them? Shame. But sacrifices have to be made. I still like that fertilizer drawing. It's like, I'm fertilizer. I'm manure. I'm good for growth. And I stink. Divorce. Let her have this, okay? She's in love. Of course. I'll be right back. Okay. I'm not very good at drawing fur or fluff or hair or anything. Don't like the strap. She doesn't need it. It's fine. I think I'll just color these for now. No, she needs the strap. Oh, happy Halloween, Quill. Hello. I'm doing some Halloweeny doodles. Sorry I couldn't get to your Cabernet stream last night. I had D&D, and I really would have liked to. I would have liked to a lot, actually. Um, and then you commented on my animation, and it was really late at night, but I was still awake. Well, I was in bed, but I then had to wait to reply in the morning. Who's the one streaking in a pumpkin? Oh yes, streaking in a pumpkin. This was an idea I had earlier today. There is a story behind it because once I was drawing some people on the bus. Oh, this is the first thing, which was it was gonna be a zombie. Then I made it kind of pterodactyl like. Then I felt very sorry for this creature, so gave it a scarf and some earmuffs. So he's not cold. Um, yeah, and yeah. Basically, I drew. I was drawing someone on the bus once, and they had a banana. Really getting ready for Christmas. In this dream, I was like, I swear it's not Ridley. Um, Someone had a banana in their bag, like in the side pocket, and so I drew a banana and it was opened, like peeled open, but there was a naked woman inside of it, and she was like very small, very cute. I should like share the drawing. And so I was thinking about that because I was eating a banana, and then thought, huh, I'll do the same thing but with a pumpkin. I realize it sounds a lot more pervy than it is. Um, so yeah, what happened to our protagonist in Cabernet last night? Oh, hello, Octo, you're back. And yes, Quill has come. I just started coloring because why not? tricky because the background is rather pancake colored. Well, it's more crepes, but you know. She could have little white feet. Mm, that doesn't really look intentional. I think the ears are fine. Yes, do your best. Yes. So now for pumpkin. I knew that pumpkins were berries, and but I wanted to learn more about them. And I've learned that they are specifically a type of berry known as pepo or peppo. It's P-E-P-O. I don't know if it's pepo or peppo, but it's a family of berries which have lots of seeds in them and have are kind of like soft. So like they include pumpkins, cucumbers, and watermelons, and and squashes as well. Yes, so they are all in the Pepo or Peppo family. I'm unsure how it's pronounced. Mm, don't really like that. I do purple. That's okay. Uh, so close to the natural tone of the background, but it's fine. Or I could just leave it the background. Yeah. just give it. Yeah, that's good. Mm, I'm stupid. Where's the cap? Here. Mm, fine. Poor dude. Okay, so what will I draw now? I know. A Frankenstein's monster, but she's a cute girl. Will your outfit be? I think it makes sense for you to have boots and trousers. I already love this one. Good! I was thinking about it because in Kid Dracula on Game Boy, there are Frankenstein enemies, like Frankenstein monster enemies. However, what I didn't realize is that they're actually supposed to have a bow on their heads, because there's also a Famicom version of Kid Dracula, and that the game which has color and larger sprites. So you're able to see that it was actually Frankenstein monster with like lipstick, makeup, and a bow tie, but you could only see it in like a poster and something, but you couldn't see it make it out in like the Game Boy sprite. And I was like, huh, I didn't know that. The limitation of the Game Boy. Um, so yeah, now there's a Goop Girl Frankenstein monster. Woohoo! It looks like she's in handcuffs or something, but that's not the intention. Even though Dr. Frankenstein might do that. He's not a great, not the hero of the story. Oh, hello, JJ. Um, werewolf. Um, this, and now I'm doing a Frankenstein monster. Oh, I know. I know how to make it look like she's not in handcuffs. Just that. And circle hands. They are what I'm going to use when I have to animate something big and long. Um, circle hands, anime mittens, um, anime lip flaps. Woohoo! That is the only way. As I've said before, I'm not a big anime fan, but I've been like really like captivated by limited animation from anime recently, and it's like it's really inspiring me. It's like, this is how you can cut a corner to make something that still looks good while not having it be, a billion frames, because that's a problem with me. But I'm trying to do better. I've only recently used hands that aren't circle hands for my Gaiman characters. Hmm. Well, I am going in the reverse. It is funny that like the first time that I like did an animation for myself, since I was like, of course, there was the arc when I was 14 years old or whatever, or 13 or 12 when I did animation. Then I stopped for years and years. But like 2 years ago, when I stole, not stole, I just took lots of animation paper from college because college finished for the year. I wanted to make more. So I made animation. That was like when I made my first animation of Mr. C and Miss C. It's funny because it's like, what's the first thing I animate? Oh, what about two realistically proportioned characters? Ugh. Um, but yeah, it seems like I go between like really cartoony and simplified, and you have realistic proportions. And yeah, I'm a wolf. No, there are two wolves inside of me. One of them makes pancakes. That's not funny. Wait a second, you are nearly at the bottom of the canvas. I do not like that. Yeah, that's fine. Well, too small. That's too small. Yeah, don't bother. Um, um, what else? I know last stream you were talking about stickers being a bit more of a horror type thing, but I actually been giving them a kind of direction more since. Cool. Would you like to talk about it? Because I'd like to listen. As you can tell, I haven't been chatting too much. Now what? I know. Okay, I have made the cutest thing ever. Hello. The stickers were originally just a cool way of having objects look, but over time I've been liking the idea of them kind of being like stuck alive, even once you being stuck alive, even once you were meant to go on. Huh. Like being trapped in it is destroying the balance of life. Okay, I see. So like you get stuck by the sticker and then you can't move on, and they're not supposed to be there, Nova was originally a clone of Gaiman. That's why she looks so similar to him. But now I see it still as a clone, but more like she was directly copied with sticker paper. Hmm. And is there a place that these stickers come from? Or are they like more mysterious than that? Nope, wrong there, wrong there. Damn. Be gone. I made a place within the world, a little shop that used to print these revolutionary products, but mysteriously shut down. But the stickers still find their way. Okay. Part of me like really likes that, it's just a shop, even though it's, you know, obviously the stickers are a lot more than just stickers. It's something that was seen as small but got out of hand. Okay, okay. I know it's unrealistic for the mummy paper to be white, but I care not. It is it is a cartoon. You hate fingers? Yes. Fingers can suck, but I like them more than clothes, funnily enough. And hair. Look, it's all of the girls and pterodactyl. Let me get some different music for myself. Um, I think I've been falling back into my Mado Monogatari phase. Um, I've been listening to its music again and looking at some of its art. I love the vibes of Mado Monogatari and Compile era Puyo Puyo. But whenever I bring up Mado Monogatari, um, people are like, "Isn't that an anime?" And I'm like, "No, it's video game series made by Compile, and then Puyo Puyo was a spin-off of it featuring all of the characters, and then Compile went defunct, and Puyo Puyo was bought by Sega, and then the art style completely changed." But I still love Mado Monogatari and Compile era Puyo Puyo. I love looking at the art, music, animations. It's so interesting, cool. It's kind of like, to me, whenever I talk about it, it's like the equivalent of, did you know that Super Mario Bros. 2 was actually a game called Doki Doki Panic? Like, that's what I feel like whenever I have to explain to someone what Mado Monogatari is. But then, usually, they don't know much, if anything, about Puyo Puyo, except that it's a game like Tetris, even though it's not. Oh no, Hulk color scheme. I will give you orange or red pants. That works. Oh my gosh, it looks like you're in prison. That doesn't work. Um, pink? I don't want her to look like the Hulk. Yeah, that will still look like the Hulk. Brown. Still Hulk adjacent, but like, ugh. Pancake color. That'll do. Maybe if I change her shirt. I think I'm done with this stuff. Now I just have to move it to my computer and sync to the audio. Cool. That usually takes me a long time. Like with the spooky animation I did, lots of it, lots of the time was just like getting sound effects and stuff. Um, but I was kind of proud of myself because sound effects I used, I was looking for sound effects that were like specifically like kind of anime-y, the ones that like when characters just poke someone or move miscellaneous. And so I really like City the animation, but I was thinking that might be too new. So I looked up Nichijou sound effects. I haven't watched it, but it's like the same mangaka and same animation studio. And fandom is good for once because they have a sound effects wiki and it shows the different sound effects that they use in each episode of Nichijou and different shows. And so I sourced MP3s of sound effects from there, which was awesome. But then I was looking for others, so I got sound effects from the arcade game Cotton from 1991 because it has a sound effect and voice collection. It has like only a small handful of sound of voice clips, but I used some of those sound effects, and I used some sound effects from the 3DS Meme Maker, I believe, um, because all the sound effects are ripped and uploaded on Kinsider, and so when Strawberry moves like upwards at the beginning, that's like a camera move left from the Meme Maker. That's that sound effect. And then when she pokes Misty on her shoulder, that's another sound effect from Meme Maker, which is funny. And then the scream I took from an anime my brother watches. Um, is kind of I don't know. It was like fun to, like no, it wasn't fun. I didn't like I don't like having to get sound effects. It takes a really long time. Gosh, she's so cute. I should color you. I shouldn't be so neglectful. You're poor pterodactyl, and you're kind of smaller than everyone as well. No more. You will be not purple because that's Ridley. So to avoid uh, red, orange, yeah, that'll do. But then you look like the pumpkin. You'll be blue. What happened? Oh, never mind. It was already busted. I think I'm gonna name this pterodactyl monster Brian. That is your name now. My son. I love you. Yes, the girls and Brian. Brian the pterodactyl monster, I suppose. You know, I don't like this. Okay, my son is done. My beloved son, Brian. Let me check something for a few moments. Okay, I have to go for, I have to go again, but I will be back. Oh my gosh, Brian, you stand out so much. You need to be a bit brighter though. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'll be back soon, but Brian is gonna look after the stream while I'm gone. So be nice to Brian. Okay, I'm back. I won't be streaming for too much longer. Um, I'll do one more thing, I think. If welcome back. Thank you. How come this didn't move? I'll draw one more thing. What? We have all the Halloween classics, such as a pterodactyl monster and a naked person in a pumpkin. All the normal things. Um, I know. Maybe it's I was trying to think of something, and I'm listening to the Madoka Monogatari 1, 2, 3 soundtrack, which is a 1991 remake on the PC 98 of the first three Madoka Monogatari games, because they were originally on the MSX system of computers, and they have lots of weird monster designs that are awesome, such as a guy who just has a big foot, just one big foot, um, or a fish with legs, and other things that are good. But yeah, that made me think hand creature. It looks kind of out of place, but that's fine. I'll make it spookier by giving it a spooky jacket. No, I want it to be more of a creature than a just a person with a hand as a head. Oh my gosh, what a terrible design. It's just curvy hands and feet and a realistic hand. No, I don't think I want to make a hand creature. I unfortunately am going to go. Have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for coming and talking and sharing about the stickers and Nova and your characters and stuff. I really enjoyed it. So, yeah, thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Oh, no, you're okay, Cole. I was just saying goodbye to Octo. You're good. You're good. You're good. I thought you were leaving. I don't know what to draw for the last monster. What do I draw? I need to do one more. Quill, do you have any suggestions for the last monster? Well, it doesn't have to be a monster. This is... No, this is a terrifying monster. Something Halloweeny. Vampire? I'll do that. This is gonna be stupid anime hair vampire. Need more space. Kind of sucks having to like fit everything in, but I can move things around later. Or maybe he'll just have his hands behind his back. You know, that's kind of a cheat, but I'm usually good for drawing hands. You're getting in the way. Your arm is too long. Let me make it shorter. Still too big. I'm not super happy with this vampire, but I'm tired, so I'm allowed to. Hey, I think I might be done. I'd like to just arrange them a little bit so they fit on the canvas. Hmm, don't need too much more space. What a cute and handsome vampire. He's devilish. He cannot be trusted. He is a little shit. Mm. I love you, my son, Brian. Need to draw Brian again, I think. Maybe they all need names. I could think of names another time, perhaps. Yeah, this is okay, I think. Such a great selection of characters. Happy Halloween. Yeah, I'm glad I did this. It was a quiet stream, like the last one, but that is fine. That is fine. Thanks for coming, Quill, and if anyone else was still here, thank you too. Um, I'm gonna call it here, I think. Um, yeah, thanks for coming, and goodbye, and good night. Fa la la.